juniors actually benefiting and actually even changing their status, their family status from wherever they were, and now they're even at a better level. And personally, as a coach, through my Academy Epitome School of Chess, we have really tried to do the community initiatives and work towards reaching out to schools and rural areas and all that. Whenever we go there, we definitely need coaches, we'll need our team to work with, and that's youth empowerment. We will employ some of the youths, and it's such programs that we don't only just promote talent through the juniors and through the youths, we also impact and actually even benefit a wider range of other youths in whichever department we might involve them in.
You've obviously achieved so much to be where you are right now.
Exposure definitely plays a big role in terms of, creating awareness. So for you as a person, you're still under 30.
Yeah.
So how has the journey been like?
At what point were you exposed to chess, and at what point did you even realize that you can actually pursue a career in it?
So my being exposed to chess, I learned how to play chess when I was in high school, but that was just for fun. Chess, just like any other board game, they are not in the Kenya sports calendar, the primary level games or the secondary level games. So you find even when the public schools do their funding and they support sports, you will find chess being left out because the government has outlined or listed the other sports, be it track or field and all that. So that was definitely a hurdle that we faced, especially when I was in school. And when I finished school, one thing I had promised myself is that I'll be able to actually go and introduce it back to my high school and even a few others. That was where the interest on trying to also make an impact to the youth. However, I started the community initiative when I joined university. So at that point, it was just a volunteership program. So I went to my locality and we started a weekend sports outreach. So we would have the youths and some kids come. We trained them, and it was more of just giving them another sport and also having discussions as the youths and what they will do. You would mentor them on career or other aspects in life, but chess was now more of what was bringing us together. At that time, I was also working with a few community-based organizations and such organizations that were able to reach to the youths in the community, because my main aim was to outreach and try and give them a platform, apart from just the mentorship, learn a new skill. A few years later, by the time I was finishing university, I had already, the program in the community, we had a number of champions, Kenya junior champions and Africa champions. So that's how I actually noticed that this program might not just be a program to give them the skill and just make them learn chess. It can actually impact them and actually make them even become better individuals, and who knows, the next champions in sports.
I know you're doing quite an incredible job in empowering youth in chess.
What are some of your biggest highlights so far?
When I started, we were able to impact, and actually we had a number of national champions. 2015 I had 2 national champions, 2016 I had 3, 2017 over half the national juniors team was my students. Through that, by 2017 I was selected as the national coach. That made me the youngest national coach in Kenya. At the same time, I was able to actually make the juniors team win Africa Championship, and working with the juniors was a fantastic time for me. I still work with the juniors. I have been a juniors coach, and I believe the future of chess and in any sport is with the juniors and with the youth. So I work with the juniors to impact and actually make them champions. The same 2017 we were able to win the Africa Zone 4.2 juniors team. So I had team number 1, 2 and 3, and through that we had won the Africa Zone Championship, and we were sponsored by World Chess to the World Championship. Our second team, because we had won 1, 2, and 3, our second team was sponsored by the Kenya government as well. So we went team 1 and team 2 to India for the World Championships, World Olympics. And through that, the journey continued. By 2018, my career in coaching was thriving. I was doing good in my career as a coach. And that's where I also decided to support chess in a different way. I joined arbitration. Arbitration is like being a judge or a referee. Now in chess, they're called arbiters. And 2017, while I was also the national coach at that point, I also became a national arbiter. A year down the line, by 2018, I was a FIDE arbiter. That's an upgrade to become a FIDE arbiter from a national arbiter. FIDE means International Chess Federation, and that made me accredited by World Chess to actually do tournaments not only in Kenya but also in Africa and other world events. The same year, 2018, I was given the appointment to become the Deputy Chief Arbiter in the Africa Youth Chess Championship. This was a big opportunity for me, the first Kenyan youth to actually ever become a Deputy Chief Arbiter, because that means now in the Africa Youth Championships, after the Chief Arbiter, I was the second in command and I was the one assisting to run the event. That gave me the motivation to continue, and 2019, by March, I was an international arbiter. That's the highest in arbitration. First Kenyan to become an international arbiter. I was also given the appointment by World Chess and Africa Chess Confederation to become the chief arbiter now for the Africa Schools Individual Chess Championship. So being a chief arbiter for Africa Schools Championship was another big milestone as well. So having chess as my part of career, you notice there has always been those, I like calling them baby steps, but people tell me they are big baby steps because it's always progression. And I've always, after reaching a certain point, I always want to do a next move and all that. And that saw me 2020, I was awarded the top 35 under 35 Youth of the Year in sports. This was another big opportunity.
Let me just take you back a bit, James. You mentioned that at some point you were the youngest Kenyan arbiter. And at some point I also understand that you are the youngest arbiter in Africa. Is that still standing?
Yes, I am an international arbiter and quote unquote the top arbiter in Kenya. So that gives me the opportunity to become the Kenya's youngest international arbiter and as well Africa's youngest international arbiter. I don't think there's any yet. I believe soon there might be another youth who will come and become an international arbiter, edging me out of being the youngest in Africa. But as at now, I still
reigning.
It's a big honor because these are top titles from the world chess.
Absolutely.
And it proves that actually the youths can reach such levels. When I was upgrading, even in coaching, I'm a FIDE instructor. We are only 5 FIDE instructors. The other FIDE instructors are way in their 40s, 50s. So you see they are literally almost double my age. And when I was aspiring to become a FIDE instructor or even becoming an international arbiter, most of them will tell me, you know, that comes with time, just flow with how nature will give you the opportunities. But I was focused and I was sure that these opportunities can come if you are destined and actually your activities align with what you want to do. There's one principle I normally use: you are your own limit. If you believe you can actually reach the national level, that's how far you can go. Your belief and your own set limit will be what can determine how far you go. Because if assuming I believe I can only reach Kenya, once I reach the top, then I'll relax.
Exactly.
But if I am able to set a higher target, once I reach there, I know then there's another higher level I'm aiming at. And it's all about growth. And 5 years ago, I can say yes, I wanted to impact change and become top, but I wouldn't say that I would have known I will be the top 35 under 35 with the Kenyan sports, or I cannot say that I knew I will be a Forbes Africa achiever, but it has been a journey of when you reach a certain milestone, you definitely start aiming for a different thing, and let your success not enter into your head, because sometimes that's another mistake the youths do, and especially in sports we have issues that have happened that you find people do very well in sports, or people have very good careers in whatever they are doing, and at the end of time they live miserable life because one, they didn't invest well, and two, they had their living at that moment. Because sometimes you also have, as much as you live at the moment, also focus for the future, and work towards having programs that will not only support you, it aims at helping the youths as well, but at least it will also give something in return, and that's part of.
And I like that, James, and you're bringing out something our guest last week brought out, and he said it's high time the youth stop asking what's in it for me, what am I getting, and we start asking what is it that we are giving. Yeah, because we can't always be stretching our hands waiting to take. It's also about what we are giving back, and I like that. And thank you for also touching on in your recent sentiments on a question that I was going to ask on what it has taken to get there, and you've talked about your principle being disciplined and sticking to your goals. So maybe as we conclude, I would like you to give us a parting shot and your
Call to action for young people who are looking at you right now and they're wondering how do they get there.
To the youth, you definitely know we all have different ambitions, we all have different hobbies, we all have different careers, and it all comes to your determination and your passion in what you're doing. When you are interested in a sport, for instance, my case, I was interested in chess, and you might be interested in a way different thing altogether. You need to always know that it might not come easy, and even roses have thorns. So the journey might be quite lengthy, and there's one mistake that we do as youths. We always aim at the instant gratification. As it has been said by Winnie, you notice that we always want what is in for me as a youth. What am I getting, or what will I benefit from working here, or what will but at the same time we should also learn at what are you giving, because there's one challenge that has been there, and the challenge is you find they say youths are unemployable, or they do not have the employability skills. That comes from, we find you have graduated, yes, but you're not even willing to get your time to volunteer, or have the time to grow in whatever career or in whatever you do. There are those who are interested, but maybe they can see opportunities are not there. But again, you don't have to go to the big corporate to actually gain the same experience. Start where you are, start in a small organization. A year down the line, you definitely have enough experience to definitely go to the next bigger organization. But don't aim at reaching the higher level. I also have my mentors. I also have those who I look up to, and I know they have their journey. I know they have actually reached there because of a certain past, a certain history. My reaching here, my becoming top 35 under 35, or my becoming Forbes Africa achiever, my having a successful chess club from School of Chess, and all through working with the Chess Kenya and World Chess, and through other opportunities with Africa Chess Confederation. All that has been a year after year activity. It has been growth that has been there, and your journey should also start somewhere. You might use benchmarks that I have set, or somebody else has set, your mentor has set, but with whatever journey you aim at, start small, and definitely you will reach the highest level you aim. Have your determination and stay focused. You'll definitely achieve it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and also please remember to subscribe. Until the next one, ta-da!